In this tutorial, I'm going to provide you with some guidelines on how to make a professional PowerPoint, and also how to format the background using either themes or a master slide. But first, I'm going to talk about the guidelines. First, you need to think about what the purpose of a presentation is for. It's for an entire room to be able to look at your presentation and understand what you're going to talk about. So with this said, you have to make sure that it's easy to read, that they don't have too much to read, and that it's consistent from slide to slide so you look like you know what you're doing. So the first thing that's going to help you do that is you want to limit yourself to one font style for a title and one for a body. Okay, so you might have one font style up here, and you always want your titles to stick out a little bit more. So making them bold and maybe adding a shadow, those could help you in that way too. Or just choose a thicker font for your title. You want to avoid script or cursive curly fonts because those aren't going to be necessarily easy to read. Okay, your PowerPoint is there to enhance your presentation, so your audience should just be able to glance up, see what you're going to talk about, and then refocus back to you. You want to use layouts so that your alignment and everything is nice and consistent. The pre-made layouts will help you as far as how large the text boxes are, what font styles you're using. It'll just make everything look more cohesive and professional. You also want to make sure that there's a high contrast between the background and the font color. You want to take into consideration the people that might possibly be colorblind. So you're not going to use a dark background, let's say a dark blue background with a slightly lighter blue font, because they're going to look at that and not see any difference at all whatsoever. So you want to make sure that if you have a dark background, you have a light font, or vice versa. Using transitions instead of animations will enhance your presentation by a lot. Animations tend to make you stand there waiting for the animation to finish in order to present what is in that bullet. Transitions just make it a little bit fancier in between slide to slide. You also want to make sure that you begin each bullet with a capital letter. This again brings in the consistency, which is exactly what you're looking for in a professional PowerPoint. Your bullets should be the main ideas, not complete thoughts, so limit them to 2 or 3 lines of text. The rest you can put down here in your notes pages and print those later, and this is what you would actually say to the class. You want to make sure that whenever you're presenting something, you're not just reading word for word what is on your slide. This is used as a visual aid, not a means for you not to be prepared for your presentation. And the last guideline I'm going to leave you with is remove or change the first word if it's redundant. A lot of times if you do a biography, you'll start off each bullet saying, he lived here, he did this, he did that. So instead of doing that, do something like, lived in New Jersey, learned karate at age 12, whatever it may be. So now I'm going to move on to actually designing your PowerPoint. We're going to go right over here to the Design tab. We're going to avoid the Home tab for right now. On the Design tab, you've got themes that you can roll over to see what they look like. And if you want to apply them, you just have to click on them. Now there are a few themes that have something kind of bizarre in there. So let me see if I can find one. Let's see. This one right here. This just seems like it's out of place, so I'll eventually show you how to remove that. But first, I'm going to show you that once you apply your theme, you can come in here to colors, and you can roll over and adjust the colors to whatever scheme you think is fitting. Or you can create new theme colors and customize it as much as you want. And this will make sure that all of those colors apply from slide to slide. You would name it and then press save, and it would apply it to your theme. I'm just going to go ahead and choose a pre-made one. That one looks nice. Okay, you could go in and choose a font style as well. So if the font that went with that theme wasn't right up your alley, you can come through here and either choose one of the pre-mades, or you can create a new theme font. Again, it goes back to the 2 font maximum. One for your heading, one for your body. Name it, press save, you're good to go. Now I'm going to go to my View tab and over to the Slide Master. Now what I have to make sure of is that I'm selected on the very top slide with a 1 next to it. What this is going to do is whatever changes I make to this top slide, it's going to apply it to all the different layouts. So I told you earlier this was just kind of out of place. So I'm going to drag like a little lasso around here, select it, and press backspace. Now in addition to doing that, this is also where you can come in and make some formatting changes. So if you wanted your font style to show up in a certain color, you could come in here and make that change here. You could also format your bullets. So if I highlight here and go into my bullets from the Home tab, I can choose what I want level 1 to look like, highlight the second one, say what I want that one to look like, and that way it'll be consistent on every single slide. Now you want to make sure that you leave the words saying exactly what they are. That's not what this is here for. The only thing that you're going to be changing is the formatting aspect of it. So once you've completed that, if you go back to the Slide Master tab and close Master View, then every single slide is going to be formatted just the same, even if you change the layout. Now on this slide, I had all of my main ideas of what I was going to talk about. If I wanted to go a little bit more thorough and add some detail, I would do it down here in my notes. And whenever you print, so I'm going to type in, this is my notes page. If I go to File, to Print, now I can say instead of printing full page slides, I can print my notes pages. So it'll put a small little preview of your slide and what you're supposed to say to the class so that they don't see absolutely everything that you're going to say. And then you would choose your printer and press print. So that is how you make a professional PowerPoint.